What's good, YouTube? Back again with another video. Today we're going to talk about why teachers are quitting. Let's get into it.
If you want to know why educators are leaving the profession, leaving the classroom, it's because of that lady's TikTok that's going around about her not wanting to sign her son's paper. I wasn't going to stitch that video because that video really pushed some buttons. So if you ever in your life is like, oh my God, why are teachers leaving? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Go watch that video and see what type of people that your educators are dealing with.
I haven't seen the video that she's referring to, but I can pretty much have an understanding of what she's talking to. Like I said, I'm not a teacher. I do have friends and family members that are teachers or that are in the school system. It's one thing dealing with disruptive or children who have behavioral issues. It's another thing when you're dealing with the parents. Like I said, these parents are literally out of control. They know their children are bad. They know their children don't listen. They know their children don't follow directions. But yet then when you, as a teacher, you try to correct them, the parents will come up there and damn near want to fight you because you corrected their badass child.
Okay, so today is November 18th, well, Monday, November 18th, and I put my letter of resignation in on October 28th. My last day of teaching will be December 20th, so right before the Christmas break. And I finally told all of my teammates, and I feel relieved.
Yeah, she seems very happy, very energetic.
I feel relieved because it doesn't seem like a secret anymore. I don't feel like a failure anymore. I know that life can change. Things can change. Your wants, needs change. I 100% know that I can go back to school and try something else, or even not even go back to school, just try something else and move up in that field. And I'm okay. One thing I've learned in this last month since turning in my letter of resignation, is that teaching is hard. It's very hard. And it doesn't have to be forever. No matter what you think, no matter if you spent thousands of dollars on your education to become a teacher, it doesn't have to be forever.
Sad hearing this, like I said, because teachers are a very important role in society. We all know teachers are extremely underpaid. I think the big issue with being a teacher is not the actual teaching part. It's all the other things that come with it. A lot of times the administration puts a lot of pressure on these teachers, especially when it comes to testing, being, the way these children perform on tests and that being tied in very heavily to a teacher's performance, whether they keep their job or not. Then, like I said, depending upon the area that you're teaching in, some of these kids are very, having absolutely no home training, very disrespectful. And then on top of that, like I said, when you do try to correct these children, they go home, tell their parents lies, and then the parent comes up and almost wants to get in a physical altercation with you. And then when you do finally meet the parent, you see why the kid acts the way he does. A lot of times these parents are not involved in their child's academics. They don't show up to parent-teacher night. They never show up anytime throughout the semester until grades come out and little Billy is failing, and then then they want to know what you have done as a teacher, even though you've never heard from this parent the whole semester. Like I said, shout out to all the teachers. It's a very difficult occupation to be in.
There are teachers around the country that are quitting because of the disrespect that they have to deal with in the classroom. The disrespect from students that they have to deal with in the classroom. Now, I always said the classroom is not a place for behavior, it's a place for learning. So we don't want that to be the teacher's main job when she goes to the classroom, she has to deal with all these behaviors.
And that's exactly what it has become. Like I said, in a lot of these, especially inner city, public schools, charter schools, it's literally really it's more of like a detention center. You know, sad to say. Like I said, you're dealing with, and it's not all the students, but it only takes like two or three students disrupting the class to make it hard for all the other students to learn in the class. So, like I said, teachers are in a really tough spot.
Behaviors. We want our kids to go to class with a strong foundation and respect for adults and respect for authority. All the extra unnecessary stuff is cut out. They go in, they follow the rules, they sit down, they learn, they do their work, they put their all into it. They're focused on their grades. They don't have that foundation of how they should conduct themselves when they go into the classroom and how they should interact with their teachers. And they feel like they could go back and forth with the teacher and, argue with the teacher. How are they focused on doing their best in class? Now I know some of you may say, please comment below because I want us to have this conversation. We could talk about this like on a regular basis.
I want you guys to let me know in the comments. This is something I never understood. You, as a parent, right? You know your child better than anyone. You know their tendencies, you know their likes, their dislikes, you know when they're lying, you know when they're telling the truth. You know when someone tells you something about your child, you say, that may be true, right? Knowing all this, right? Why is it that some parents will defend their children to the death, even if they know their child is wrong, and then get upset with the teacher when in their heart of hearts they know that their child probably did whatever the teacher is accusing them of? Let me know in the comments below what you think about that.
To talk about this. What do we need for our kids and what do we want for our kids? What do they want to accomplish? What's getting in the way of their academic success or their growth? What's getting in the way of them managing their emotions and feeling good about themselves and feeling healthy? I've been helping kids improve their reading, their math, their focus, and their behavior for over 20 years. Now, whether your child has been struggling for years or they're doing okay, but you just want them to get an academic edge, okay, or be advanced, we can work together. I can help. Please contact me and let's design a customized action plan for your child's success. My name is Sharita Morgan and you're growing with Sharita. Believe in yourself.
Y'all, I quit my job as a 7th grade science teacher, and I'm not sure if I want to return back into the classroom. I feel like there were several reasons, at least on this campus, that made me ultimately want to quit, and I want to talk about one or two. And I want to start off by saying that out of 150 kids, I had about 10 who were really good kids. Like they were present, engaged, they wanted to learn, and
10 kids out of 150. Let's do the math on that. What's the percentage on that? 10 kids out of 150 that were engaged. So that's 90, I don't know if y'all can see that, probably not, but 93% of children were not engaged.
and they were just well-rounded children. The other ones, baby, I mean, calling me out my name. I've been called a stupid bitch, a black bitch, a bitch. I've been disrespected. Fuck you, stop fucking talking to me. And I feel like behaviors like that and worse, coupled with not having the support of your admin team. I also taught 6th and 7th grade, and I didn't have any support. And I feel like at the end of the day, I chose my mental health. Like my mental health was more important than this job.
Absolutely insane that 6th and 7th graders are calling a teacher bees, don't talk to me. But again, like I said, this all starts at home. And that's another component that I think we're missing. Too much burden is put on the teachers. Like I said, learning is supposed to be a 24-hour, or not 24-hour, but it doesn't just, and learning just doesn't end in the classroom. As a parent, I understand we all have busy lives. You know, we have a lot going on, work. You know, you may be in school, you may have other kids. It's a lot going on. But we can't put all the onus on the teachers to educate our children. As a parent, you have to take time out and invest the time. And if you don't have the time, then you're gonna have to invest the, money to get a tutor or something so your child can learn outside the classroom, you know? You can't just solely rely on the teacher. You can't rely on one teacher teaching 30 kids and think that your child is going to get you know, all the attention that he or she may need.
And for that matter, I don't even know if I want to return back into education. I was telling a friend I would do customer service. I will go back to school or something because I feel like this particular campus traumatized me as an educator. I don't think I can do it again. And I feel like the sad part is my story isn't the only story. Like I've heard other educators across all platforms, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, talking about making their exodus. And I'm really wondering, when is a change going to come to education?
Mm, absolutely sad.
All right, you guys. So today I want to talk about teacher burnout. Like, teacher burnout is real, and it's only barely like a month and a half into school, and I am burnt out. And I'm seeing here on TikTok a lot of teachers are burnt out. People.
Quick question. Let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments below. Is that like a lip ring that she has on top of her lip and a nose ring? Do you think that's professional for a teacher? Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Honestly think we just get up and teach in front of the class and that's it. When in reality, we have like 100 other tasks and duties and things we must do daily. Like, it's so much. And if and when I decide to leave teaching, it's not going to ever be because of the kids. It's going to be because of the long, never ending to do list we have to do. Yes, we have to stand up and teach, but we also have to create the lesson plans. And don't have more than one class like me. I have 4 preps. That means there's 4 lesson plans I need every week. All right. Finding fun and engagement assignments, because at my school, we have block schedules. So our classes are an hour and a half. So I have to keep my students entertained for an hour and a half. Finding projects for all 4 of my preps. Grading those assignments. Putting those assignments in the grade book. And every week there has to be 2 grades in the grade book. Okay. Supporting my students with those assignments, helping them, which is totally fine. But again, we have a long to-do list. PLCs, once a week. PDs, professional development. Staff meetings, 504 meetings, ARD meetings. Communicating with parents if their child is not coming to class, failing your class, having any type of other problems. Duty.
Yeah, that's quite a laundry list of things to do. Um, Again, like I said, it sounds like, honestly, I wonder if she has like a teacher assistant or someone in the classroom that can help aid her with some of these things. Because I mean, for one person to have all these tasks to do, honestly, I can see why you get burnt out so quickly. I mean, I like I said again, my head's off to teachers. Like I said, that's one of um, very, very difficult job, especially in today's society with the way these children are very disrespectful.
What's up, guys? So today I officially resigned from my teaching position, and today is also my last day. I didn't expect for it to be my last day. I thought my school would need more time, but due to circumstances, I'm able to also leave today after school's over. And yeah, so, definitely, I feel a lot of relief. I feel like a big weight is off of my shoulders. It's not ideal to leave this early in the school year, but I had been feeling, these feelings since last school year, actually. And I think it's time to go ahead and make that transition out of education. At this point, I believe that you know, well, it's always been my lifelong dream to, give back to my community. And I believe that I have fulfilled that dream. And I think it's just time to move on to something else, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to even work with these students, and to make an impact in their lives as best as I could. But at this point, I know that they would benefit from someone that has more heart and passion for this job.
Sound like he's defeated. Sound like he's burnt out. I mean, he sound like he didn't had enough of the teaching occupation in a whole, and he's ready to get out. I mean, it's sad to hear that because they always said they want more men to get into teaching. So to hear that he's choosing to leave education, it's definitely not good.
You know, like I wasn't an education major. I didn't go to school to be a teacher. I got into this career. I wanted to try it out, see if it would work for me, and I never really adjusted that well to it, and so there were like a lot of like negative impacts that I had to my personal life because of this job. But all that being said, though, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to even be in this space. So, yeah.
First grade little girl just slapped my third grade student, and when the line supervisors were disciplining her, she said, "Don't worry, my mom must come up here and take care of it." No wonder why teachers are quitting.
This is exactly what I was touching on earlier. Like I said, these parents, like I said, they are literally worse than the actual children. They know that their children is unruly. They know their child is a terror in the classroom because they're a terror at home. And, the teacher tries to communicate that to the parent. And no matter what this child does in the classroom, the parent continues to co-sign this bad behavior. And that's why you literally get no change. And the teacher is just stuck to deal with it. And from what we're hearing from these videos, a lot of these teachers are not getting any support from administration.
I'm a first-year high school English teacher. This is definitely going to be my first and last year teaching. I was made very quickly aware of the fact that this is not the profession for me. It is absolutely astonishing.
Another bell dropping out of the occupation of being a teacher.
Astonishing and scary how your kids are 14, 15 years old and still do not have the proper reading skills. And I'm not talking about the ESC kids, the 504s, the IEP.
But yet when it comes to any major popular song on the radio, they know it word for word. Again, that falls back on the parents.
Kids, I'm talking about your everyday regular Joe Schmo from Kokomo kid who does not know how to read and write at the level that they should. And the problem is that they don't care to learn how to do those things correctly. I can't teach the class because your kid wants to be a disruption, because your kid wants to be on their phone, because your kid does not give a flying about their education. The problem really, yes, the problem is your kid. The problem is also you as a parent, but the problem is also the administration who continuously makes these stupid excuses for these kids' bad behavior. Why in the world are you still talking about COVID? Every time these kids act up, it's always, well, they spent 2 years in COVID. So did everybody else. That was 2.
Exactly. This brother is talking nothing but facts. COVID has nothing to do with it. A lot of these kids couldn't read or write on grade level before COVID. So let's just stop. Let's stop the cat.
2 years ago, at what point are we going to stop blaming COVID for these kids' bad behavior? At what point are we going to stop making these excuses for these kids? They are the problem. When you are stopping your teacher from being able to teach the entire class because you don't want to follow directions, that is a you problem. And the thing is, the teacher will always get blamed. Every single time. It's always the teacher's fault. The teacher can't manage their classroom well. The teacher doesn't have the patience. The teacher this, the teacher that. When are you going to start holding your kids accountable for their bad behavior? This is why all these teachers are leaving. Because there's...
Nothing but facts being spit right now. Nothing but facts.
Tired of getting blamed for your kid's wrongdoing, for your lacking as a parent, for your lacking as an administration. My job as a teacher, it should just be to teach my curriculum. My job as a teacher should not be to be the therapist, to be the nurse, to be the parent, I don't get paid enough for that. Like when teachers talk about the problem with pay, that's what they're talking about, because you're requiring all of us to do all the work of like 4 different careers, but only paying us for one. The districts are all afraid of the parents complaining. The administration is afraid of the parents complaining. The parents are afraid of the kids who don't want to do their job. And who's left to pick up the pieces? The educators, the teachers. Because if these kids fail, y'all are going to make it seem like, well, the teacher wasn't doing their job. It's the teacher's fault. No, it's your kid who came to my class, sat there, twiddled on his phone. She wanted to sit here and talk to this girl, do everything but what they're supposed to be asked. And I cannot get them to do their work because they don't care. And they know you're going to make excuses for them. And that's why they continue to do the same thing.
Yep. Not only going to make excuses, you're going to find ways towards the end of the year just to pass them by, have them do some BS assignment, you'll pass them, and then the child is only hurt in the long run because they never learn the proper skills that they need to be a functioning adult in society.
Things that they do. When these kids get sent to ISS for whatever the case may be, you know what happens? Nothing. They just sit there on their phone or sit there on their laptop and do nothing. It's essentially free time for them. What are they learning from that? Sure, they might miss out on an assignment, but then here their parents come talking about what can my child do to make up their grades. How about stop getting suspended? How about when I'm teaching a lesson, close your mouth? How about when I tell you to do something, instead of rolling your eyes and having a nasty attitude about it, you just do it. Put the discipline back into the schools. I'm not saying bring back the paddle, bring back the actual disciplinary actions, because these kids are not learning a thing.
Whoo. He was spitting. We're going to leave it on that note right there. Let me know how you feel about teachers quitting. If there's any teachers watching this video, let me know how you feel about education in 2024. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.